So the Eternals weren't just babysitters for humans? They were actually prepping Earth to hatch a celestial?
Correct. Their mission was never kindness. It was cultivation.
Wait, so every choice, every fight, it all comes down to numbers on some cosmic scoreboard? Feels like no matter what humans do, they're just fuel.
Yes.
All right, guys. Welcome back to BigfootFlix, the only show where the host has bigger feet than his guest's ego.
So Thanos. Dude, what's it like being the only guy who thinks half of a dinner portion is enough?
Efficient. Less food, less dishes, less small talk.
Remind me never to invite you to a buffet. You'd just snap the plates in half.
Balance is beautiful, except when it comes to your grooming habit.
So, Thanos, let's get personal. Where's home these days? Still that little garden shack after, the whole snap thing?
I prefer a retirement villa. The garden grows enough to feed a galaxy, yet somehow I still burn half the bread I bake.
Retirement villa? Bro, that sounds like Space Florida.
I called that the garden, like Florida minus the tourists and the sunscreen. I found peace there. It's so beautiful.
All right, dude, but you've got, what, like kids? How do you even do school runs when you're cosmic?
My children are adopted warriors. They never needed school runs, only battle plans.
Yeah, but parent-teacher night must have been wild, dude. Sorry, Mrs. Johnson. Little Gamora missed class because Dad was invading a star system.
Her grades were balanced and perfectly inevitable. Unfortunately, the teachers didn't appreciate the philosophy.
Your idea of parenting makes grounding look merciful. Last thing, career-wise, you call yourself a titan, a warlord, or just space freelancer?
Career is irrelevant. Destiny is the only employer. No promotions, no vacation days, just the certainty that the job gets finished.
Dude, stop that weird noise. It's only been a minute, but I already feel like you're going to snap your fingers.
Well, I've been doing this for over 800 years, and apparently I'm getting used to it. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Wait, what? 800 years? Dude, you're like super old. On Earth, you could make the entire district full of your relatives.
On Earth, age is weakness. Where I come from, it is proof I've outlived every fool who thought they could replace me.
Family reunion with you sounds like extinction-level awkward. All right, what's one guilty pleasure you'd never admit to your army?
Cooking shows. I'll wipe out half a galaxy and then binge 3 hours of people arguing about cupcakes.
Man, this is wild. Thanos out here sounding like Gordon Ramsay with a gauntlet. But if you ran Earth, what's the first thing you'd fix?
I'd remove half the cars, half the honking, even half the podcasts. Only then would balance reach the highways.
All right, everybody calls you the big bad, the villain. But here on BigfootFlix, we want to hear it straight from the source. What's the purpose?
Villainy is a word the fearful invented. To them, I am a monster. To me, I am a necessity.
Man, you sound like every guy who loses a video game and blames the controller. I hate it, but I want to keep playing.
A true warrior does not blame the controller. He becomes the controller.
All right, Thanos, I got to know. You've done a lot of, let's call them projects. What do you actually count as your biggest achievement?
Not the snap, not the wars. My greatest achievement was silence. An entire universe holding its breath at once.
Okay, serious question. Why'd you keep attacking other planets, man? Wasn't one universe-sized backyard enough for you?
Because worlds grow reckless when they believe resources are endless. I brought them fear, so they might finally learn discipline.
Discipline? Bro, that just sounds like the cosmic version of, I grounded the whole galaxy.
Grounding a galaxy is still better than watching it burn.
Bro, I think we should fix your logic. I cannot even classify you, either Republican or Democrat.
Labels are for the small-minded. I don't fit in their boxes. I just do what must be done.
All right, man, enough about you. Let's talk about your squad. You had, what, Ronan the Accuser? Spill it. What's the tea on that guy?
Ronan was powerful, but prideful. He served with fire in his heart and rocks in his head.
So you're saying the dude had more biceps than brain cells?
He mistook obsession for loyalty, and that was his downfall.
Whoa, is that so? Come on, give me more. Ronan always looked like he showered in blue paint. What was he really like off duty?
Off the battlefield, he was dramatic. He practiced speeches alone for hours in an empty room. He just wanted the galaxy to hear him.
All right, Titan trivia time. Let's talk Ebony Maw, the creepy wizard guy who never stopped talking. What's his deal?
Ebony Maw was loyal, dangerously loyal. His words could move armies, but he never once told a joke.
So basically, he's that friend who thinks sarcasm is a war crime. Like, you make one joke and he's already writing a 3-hour TED Talk about it.
He believed silence was weakness, and so he spoke endlessly, even when no one asked.
How did you recruit an army that big?
Fear recruits faster than promises. I offered survival to those willing to fight for it.
What? Dang.
So you're saying your hiring process was basically LinkedIn, but with more screaming.
Let's get real for a second. We've joked a lot, but people out there want to know, what was your past actually like?
I was born on Titan, a world of brilliance and blindness. They dreamed of endless growth.
All right. So, since when have you annoyed people there?
I'm the first to see a collapse. I offered balance, and they called me mad.
Oh my God. So you warned them and they ignored you?
They laughed at me until the hunger came.
Till the sky cracked. Then it was too late. I survived, alone, carrying the truth they would not face.
Carrying that truth alone, didn't it break you? Watching your own people fade while you just stood there?
It did not break me. It forged me. Loss is the only teacher that does not lie. Titan's fall was not my wound. It was my lesson. From ashes, purpose was born.
So your pain, it became your compass? Like, instead of breaking you down, it pointed you toward everything you've done since?
Every scar is a direction. Every failure, a map. Without the past, there is no path.
All right, we covered your past, but what about regrets? Anything you'd actually change?
Regret is the shadow of choice. I do not chase it. But if there is one, it is time.
So you're telling me, big purple galaxy crusher, and your regret is basically overtime?
Call it what you will. Empires fall, battles fade, but time is the only conquest no one survives.
Dang. You just made complaining about work hours sound like ancient philosophy.
Wisdom often sounds like a complaint to the unwise.
All right, enough with regrets. What does the Mad Titan do for fun? Like, you got hobbies, or is your idea of a weekend just deleting civilizations?
Even I rest, I tend the soil, grow food. A seed is as mighty as a blade if one has patience.
So wait, you're basically a giant space gardener?
Balance begins on the ground. At least, I fulfill the basic needs for building an empire.
So you go from battles to planting seeds.
That's a wild switch.
Is that your idea of peace?
Peace is not a gift. It is discipline. To destroy is swift. To nurture takes eternity. That is why it matters.
Huh. Never thought I'd hear gardening sound like a war strategy.
Every leaf grown is a victory over chaos.
Okay, I gotta be real with you. You talk about peace like it's poetry, but dude, you're kind of scaring me right now.
Fear is natural. It means you are listening.
Yeah, well, my fur's standing up like Wi-Fi bars. Let's talk about something safer. Like, I don't know, pets. You ever had one?
A great beast from Titan, loyal, fierce. It guarded me as a child until hunger claimed it.
Bro, that's not a pet story. That's a trauma dump. Even I still get goosebumps even now.
Every bond teaches, even loss, loyalty, fragility, the weight of trust. They shape us more than victory ever could.
Man, remind me never to ask you about puppies. You'd probably turn a trip to the dog park into a TED Talk on mortality.
All right, I gotta ask, what was the deal with the whole shiny rock collection? I mean, you weren't exactly building a necklace.
They were not trinkets, they were truth, each one a fragment of existence itself. To hold them was to hold the universe in balance.
Okay, but how'd you even figure that out? Like, who wakes up one day and goes, yeah, these space gems can grant me the ultimate wish?
Knowledge whispers to those who seek it.
Ancient texts, lost civilizations, echoes of worlds long gone.
So basically, you're telling me you just read the manual nobody else bothered to open.
Wisdom is not hidden. It is ignored. Others sought power. I sought purpose. That is why the stones answered me.
Man, you sound like every guy who brags about actually reading the terms and conditions.
And yet, those who scroll blindly always pay the price.
Well, hold up, big guy. You're saying you had purpose, but all I'm hearing is you wanted to be the only one holding the remote. Balance or not, you picked control.
Control fades. I sought not to rule, but to correct. The universe resists discipline, yet without it, everything
Or
collapses.
maybe, just maybe, you're the cosmic version of that one dude who insists on fixing Wi-Fi by unplugging it for everyone.
Mock if you must, Bigfoot. But remember, when I unplug, the universe does not buffer. It breaks.
Speaking of routers, let's talk tech. People call it connected, but it feels more like a leash. What do you think, Mr. Balance?
Connection without silence is noise. Noise without rest is chaos. A universe buried in screens forgets to see the stars.
Okay, real question, big guy. Why don't your fancy infinity stones work in the TVA? Like, how the TVA is safe from the snap, dude?
Because the TVA stands outside the river. The stones draw power from creation itself. But there, creation does not flow.
All right, so here's one I've always wondered. Do your shiny little stones even work on Celestials?
Yes, their bodies were built to endure creation itself. But even they are not beyond consequence.
So wait, you're telling me those giant space gods, the Celestials, they didn't even blink at your snap?
They endure, not because they are untouched, but because their essence is tied to creation itself.
Okay, but do Celestials scare you? Like, be honest, you have the power that big, dude.
Fear is for the unprepared. I do not fear Celestials, but I respect them. Even mountains can fall.
So wait, TVA runs time, Celestials shape life. Do they even bump into each other? Or is it like, totally different leagues?
The TVA may be aware of the Celestials' existence, but the Celestials don't know about the TVA.
All right, TVA's the timeline cops. Celestials build planets. So who's actually in charge?
Order is the TVA. Creation is the Celestials. Neither rules the other, yet both claim dominion.
So if neither rules the other, then balance between them is the only thing keeping everything from collapsing.
Balance is fragile. The TVA hides it. The Celestials impose it. But collapse is not prevented, only delayed.
So this TVA, someone actually made it? A guy outside time, pulling strings? He who remains, right?
Not God, a survivor. He who remains built walls around infinity because he feared what lay beyond.
So outside of time? So what, TVA agents just don't age? No clocks, no sunsets, nothing?
They exist where time has no teeth. Ageless, yes, but also rootless. To live without time is to live without life.
About the Celestials, they can just bend matter and energy. No gadgets, no tech, just straight up willpower.
They are very powerful cosmological entities, capable of manipulating matter and energy.
And you're telling me they're the ones building planets, planting life, even messing with infinity stones like toys?
Stones are not beyond them. To a Celestial, they are instruments, means, not miracles.
Okay, but this part fries my brain. One Celestial is just an avatar? Like there's a bigger mind behind the curtain?
Each is a fragment of a vast design. What you see is but the shadow of what commands them.
Hold up, so Earth was basically an egg? And people screaming at Wi-Fi were just battery juice for some giant space baby?
Correct. To the Celestials, worlds are seeds. Civilizations are fuel. When the shell breaks, life ends, and a god is born.
Okay, but then the Avengers undid it. What happened?
Yes. Half the lives erased meant half the energy. The birth delayed.
Wait, your snap didn't just erase people, it actually stalled a Celestial from busting out of Earth?
They reset the balance. The countdown resumed. The Celestials' emergence. Inevitable.
Oh, I see. So the Celestials,
They made the deviants first? Like cosmic pest control?
They were meant to clear predators, so intelligent life could rise.
The deviants didn't stick to the script, huh? Guess even cosmic lizards go off leash sometimes, dude.
They turned. The hunters began to feed on the very minds they were made to protect.
So then came the Eternals, basically bodyguards against their own mistake?
Correct. Creation to correct creation. What a shame.
So the Eternals weren't just babysitters for humans? They were actually prepping Earth to hatch a Celestial?
Correct. Their mission was never kindness. It was cultivation.
And when the truth came out, some sided with humans, others with their shiny space bosses.
Circe chose humanity. Icarus chose obedience. Conflict was inevitable.
Let me guess. Betrayal, broken trust, friends turning on each other?
Precisely. Loyalty split them in two, and blood followed belief.
The big finale. Eternals brawling at the emergence point while a monster crashes the party?
Well, indeed. They fought each other and Crow. In the end, survival and birth clashed as one.
Stopping a Celestial isn't exactly a quiet move. What happens after you punch a god baby back into the crib?
Universe noticed. Actions against Celestials carry consequences, ones yet to be repaid.
Wait, so every choice, every fight, it all comes down to numbers on some cosmic scoreboard? Feels like no matter what humans do, they're just fuel.
Now you begin to see. Most only laugh until the truth presses down on them.
I called you the purple guy with a glove, but saving billions by stopping one birth? That's not villainy, that's ugly math.
It was never about cruelty. It was necessity.
Well, I hate to admit it, but I kind of get why you did it. Doesn't mean I'd want your job, though.
Few ever would. Fewer still could. That is why the burden fell to me.
All right, last one. After all this, Celestials, timelines, snaps, do you ever wonder if you were actually right?
I do not wonder. I know. But knowing does not make the burden lighter.
Man, you sound sure, but somehow I'm walking out of here more confused than when we started.
Peace, little one. The weight is not yours to bear. Let the truth rest where it belongs.
All right, my brain's officially fried. Cosmic architects, time cops, purple philosophers, yeah, we're done.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in to BigfootFlix, where I ask the questions so you don't have to lose sleep over them.
No, wait.